Hey all, Kurt Sasso here from TGC Media at Fan Expo Canda 2013. We're joined today by Randal Milholland from Something Positive. How you doing today?
I'm pretty well. I'm just trying to wake up. It's been a long drive.
I know what you mean. Up the 401 for me, 5 hours is a long drive as well.
Oh, that's adorable. I'm coming from Dallas, so I did Gen Con last week in Indiana, and so I'm here. So yeah, but you really drove far. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, no, I feel like an ass now. Okay.
Excellent. I did my job.
When it comes to Fan Expo, what do you take out of this convention?
I've never been here before. This is my first year, so I don't know what to take out of it. Hopefully there'll be a lot of fun attendees. I'll make some profit. I'll get some sketches to people, and it'll be worth coming back. But I mean, so far it's only like an hour plus in. It's been very quiet. So, but everyone's also still on the line trying to get in.
That's true. That's very true. You know, everyone usually has one inspirational person that kind of set them on their path to what they're doing. Who is that for you?
I had a lot of cartoonists and writers who I looked up to. I've had the fortune of meeting most of my heroes. One of them was kind of a douchebag, but the rest were really nice. When I was 17, I actually met Neil Gaiman. He was doing a signing tour from comic shop to comic shop. It was right after he concluded the brief live storyline Sandman. And he also just finished the Death, High Cost of Living miniseries of DC. And I got to go meet him. It was at a comic shop in Hearst, Texas. And it was an empty store. It was just him. And he held me there for 30 minutes just talking to me. It was really friendly and genuine. And he didn't treat me like a 17-year-old kid. He treated me like an adult with opinions. He asked me questions. And he made me feel like I was the only person that mattered at that moment. Even though I think he might have been stressed, it could have been anything. And, there are a lot of artists and writers who influenced me, but when I started doing this, I always try to remember how he treated me with respect, to not be condescending, to remember this person came to see you, and therefore they deserve your attention and your time, and you need to pay respect. Whether or not they're buying from you, it doesn't matter. They're there. Unless they're being an asshole, which happens occasionally, in which case all bets are off. But you need to pay that back and be thankful.
Do you consider yourself successful?
Yeah, I mean, I could always probably be more successful. I think that can be said by anyone who works in this business. But I do what I want to draw. I draw for a living. I don't put pants on to go to work. And I get to tell the stories I want to tell. And people get to read them, and I get feedback. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but it's there. I'm doing what I wanted to do as a kid.
Then what is success to you, though?
I mean, it depends. I don't think there's one such thing. I mean, there's obviously financial success where all your bills and your debts are paid, but a lot of it is just getting up in the morning and not saying, I can't do this. I had a job for a while. I worked for an ambulance company. I did Medicaid billing in the States. That is, Medicaid is a state insurance. It's done from state to state, usually for people who are on lower end of the spectrum of poverty or have needs like they're mentally disabled or whatever. And that was hard because I covered all of New England and New York and New Jersey for that. And it was just people like, oh, so and so had broke their arm, had a heart attack. It was also like overdoses, rapes, and it just like it was never like, oh, so and so wanted a hospital transfer. I got stuck with all the really shitty cases because no one else wanted to do them, and I was the lowest man in the totem pole. So I came in. I knew every day coming in, I was going to have paperwork that made me want to kill myself. Because half the time I contact customers saying, yeah, Medicaid won't cover that. We're really sorry what happened to you. Here's a medical bill you've got to pay. Because in the States, we don't have that. And I remember that feeling. I remember vividly hating my job, hating what I did, hating the people I worked for. I mean, I was doing the comic as a hobby then. And so, to me, just being able to tell people with pride, oh, I do this thing, and I'm pretty happy about it, and it's something I want to do for the rest of my life. That's pretty successful. And people, getting to explain that to people, it is a neat thing. I draw for a living. I draw pictures. I tell stories. Not everyone gets to do that, and I'm pretty fortunate.
I'm really debating asking this question, but then how do you deal with your failures?
You accept them, you learn from them, you move on. I mean, that's the only thing you can do. You have to, because I've had some merch that has fallen flat. I've had some storylines that I thought would be better received than they were. I mean, that's just reality. But it's all part of the big scheme of things, and I mean, it's easy to get bogged down and to obsess on it. And there's times I find myself doing that, like, why aren't things going the way I want them to? That's true in every part of our life. But you have to remember, it's just all part of a bigger thing, and you can't let one thing bog you down. Actually, when I was the same year at Gaiman, they did it with the Marvel Megatour '93 when Marvel Comics was trying to do their own tour conventions. And they came through Dallas, and I got to meet Stan Lee. That's back before he didn't charge for signatures. And I dropped in front of him Savage She-Hulk #1. And he looked at me and was like, "Why do you have this?" I was like, "Because I collect kind of goofy comics." He's like, "Well, there you go." He signed it. He's like, "Congratulations, worth $10 now." And I remember asking him, like, how do you handle the comics or things you've done that more successful? It's the same question, basically. And he responded, "I'm my own biggest fan." You have to be. You're your audience. And if you aren't happy with it and you lose interest in it, that's when you really failed. And so I do stories, I do comics that make me happy. I'm my core audience. And I mean, it's obviously important for people who pay things or click on ads to enjoy it too. But if I can't respect what I'm doing, then I failed.
The younger generation are coming through here. They're looking to your stuff. They're laughing like I do when I read your stuff as well. And they're seeing you as an inspiration.
That terrifies me. That is horrifying.
How can they become inspiration?
Like, how can they become inspirations to other people?
Yes.
Honestly, a lot of what Joel said kind of sticks, but find what you're trying to do, stick with it. I mean, pursue it. Except it will never turn out the way you want. You may get and go, I'm going to become this big cartoonist who does this amazing thing, and this is my core character. You have to be willing to accept what you think is going to happen will never happen. It will happen the way it's supposed to. And let things be organic, be responsible, make sure that what you're doing is something that you want your name on. And just keep trying, keep drawing, and don't be afraid to fall flat on your face. Learn from it and work on. And the most important part of doing anything creative is accepting that there is no one way to do it, and you can find it. Like there's no one way to paint. There's one way to draw. There's no one way to tell a story. You find what fits you and wear it like a second skin.
No, thank you, Randy, for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate you doing this for me here. And what's a great website we can go to, obviously, for your wonderful comic?
Somethingpositive.net, N-E-T.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Randy. Appreciate it.